If you are a landlord or a tenant, in this video we will be talking about tenancy contract, the most important document governing this relationship.
We're going to be walking you through the crucial details that you need to include in your tenancy contract to make it absolutely bulletproof.
Enjoy the show. Hi and welcome to Dubai Property Legal Guide, a series of videos I'm making addressing the most common concerns and issues property owners, landlords, tenants, and real estate brokers are discussing with me. Joining me today is Michael from my social media team. How are you, Michael?
Doing well, thanks. I'm happy to be back.
Thank you. So, what are we discussing this time?
So today we're going to be talking about a document that we've mentioned in a couple of different videos, but we've never really gotten into the nitty-gritty about what this document does.
Okay.
Today we're going to be talking about the tenancy contract. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Excellent. Cool. So let's get right into it. I'm going to read the law and the article in question.
Let's do that.
Law number 26 of 2007, regulating the relationship between landlords and tenants in the Emirate of Dubai. Article 4, Part 1. Tenancy relationships between landlord and tenant shall be governed by a written tenancy contract signed by them, describing the property in detail, the purpose of tenancy, name of the landlord, number and type of land, name of the area, period and rent value, and method of payment. Now, what do we need to know about this? What does this mean?
Okay, as you mentioned in the law, the tenancy contract is the most important document that we have, controls, regulates, and documents the relationship between the landlord and tenant. This is something that people should be very, very careful when they are signing. There are lots of information that needs to be filled up, and there are things that they need to consider. So for today, can you bring this on the screen and I can perhaps explain it? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through the details. There are very clear details, yet I think there are so many things that needs to be explained. First part is the date of the contract. Date of the contract doesn't need to be necessarily the date of commencing the tenancy. Yeah, it could be today's date, and then the tenancy contract can start after a week or a month. Yeah, so here we're going to put the date of the contract. Second is the property usage. Is it residential, commercial, industrial? This is where we're going to tick these circles. Owner's name, landlord name, tenant name, and tenant's details and landlord's details. What is so important here is something that so many people they neglect. I'm going to bring it up here and ask me any questions if you have. Yeah. As a tenant, if you are signing a tenancy contract, you have to make sure that you see and verify the title deed of that property. I can tell you there are so many people signing tenancy contracts without even bothering asking for a copy of a tenancy contract, title deed. There are some people, in some occasions, I have seen that they are committing a fraudulent act and they are pretending to be the owner and they are signing with a tenant, taking some money in advance and then running away. In order to avoid this kind of things, ask for a copy of a title deed. When you get the copy of a title deed, make sure that the same name as the owner is written here, no mistakes in the spellings, everything is according to the title deed. If they tell you that no, we are a property management company, we are agents, we have power of attorneys, it's not acceptable. Name of the owner has to be here as per the title deed, as well as the name of the tenant. If you're a landlord, make sure that you verify the identity card of your tenant. You know that who you are renting the property to, and then the same name as per the Emirates ID or passport will be reflected here. Yeah. Then tenant's email, landlord email, tenant phone, as well as landlord. These are the way of communication, Michael. You cannot just put a number or an email here and then expect them to contact you on another number or details. Whatever you put here, you're responsible to check.
What happens if, for example, the landlord's email or the landlord's phone is the one of the real estate agent? The real estate agent's trying to get the document done in time and he just puts his own contact details on. Surely that's not legal.
Brilliant question. If landlord is signing this tenancy contract, it means that whatever is written here, they're confirming it. So if I don't want to put my own email address, absolutely fine. I put my secretary's email. I put my real estate agent's email, yeah, because I know that they will check. But then what will happen if that person doesn't check the email and there will be some consequences? Me as a landlord or a tenant that I have agreed to use that as my own communication channel, I'm responsible for that.
Makes
You
sense.
know, so it doesn't matter whose it is, as long as I'm accepting the responsibility of it. It means that it can be used properly. Building name, location, property size, and property type and property number. All this information you can get it from the title deed. Make sure that they are identical with what is written on the title deed. Then you have the premises number, the DEWA.
This is
Comes
the one that comes top of the door
in
frame.
the door frame, yeah, exactly. And then you have the contract period. Again, another important part. Commencing date, expiry date. In some occasions, I've seen that landlords are giving a grace period to the tenant. Say, for example, if this starts from January 1st, but then they give them a week in December for them to move in and settle in, that they are not going to charge rent for that amount. It's like a grace period. But the actual date will start from the date that is mentioned here. Then we have the annual rent that has to be clear how much they're going to charge rent for that period and how they're going to pay it. Mode of payment is going to be here. Number of checks, 1 check, 4 checks, 12 checks, the way that they're going to pay, it has to be mentioned here.
Yep.
Then we have the security deposit amount. Security deposit amounts normally is 5% of the annual rent amount. In some cases, Michael, the properties are rented on furnished basis. If it's a residential property, then the landlord might ask for more than 5% because they are giving you furniture as well.
Right.
That could increase to 7, 8, or 10% deposit.
So tell me just super quickly. There's 2 lines here: the annual rent and the contract value. What's the difference?
Annual rent is the amount of the rent per annum. Say, for example, I have a property, I'm going to rent it for 1 year. It's going to be 100,000 dirham as a rent. I'm going to put that 100,000 dirhams here. However, in some occasions, I will not rent it for 1 full year. I will rent it only for 6 months. Then the contract value will be 50,000 dirhams because it's only 6 months. This normally happens in case of renewal because the first year they're going to sign for 1 year.
Right.
And then next year, the tenant will ask for 6 months extension. That's where you're going to calculate how much it needs to be, and we will put it here. So like that, I think we concluded the first section. Now let's move on to the second section of that article.
Let me read this out for you. The second part: all properties subject to this law or its amendments are to be registered with the Real Estate Regulatory Agency, the agency. However, judicial bodies and governmental departments and authorities should not consider any claim, case, or execution based on tenancy contract unless the same is registered with the agency in accordance with the rules and conditions set for this purpose. Talk me through this. This sounds like there's some space for interpretation here.
Yeah, see, this article is very important. This is where the tenancy contract registration came into the picture. It's very, very important and crucial that when you sign a tenancy contract, you register it. Tenants I know of that they thought that as soon as they signed the tenancy contract with the landlord, done, the deal is closed. No, this tenancy contract has to be registered because as per the law, as per this article in particular, if you don't register your tenancy contract, this tenancy contract is not valid. Doesn't matter if you have signed it with the other party, it's still not valid. You need to register it in order to be protected. This will help and protect both parties, tenant and landlord. In case in the future you want to file a case, you want to protect your rights, etc., then the registration plays the most important role in this. I will be making another video. I'm going to explain in details about this because this is very important and there are so many details to it in my next video.
Okay, well, brilliant. Then I think in that case, I think we've covered all the bases on the tenancy contract, and we certainly know what to do. So on that note, it's back to you.
Thank you so much, Michael, and thank you so much for watching. Feel free to send me your questions to my email at arash@zodlaw.com, and you can always connect with me on my social media platforms and send me a direct message, and I can reply to you right over there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.